Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. So, today we are going to talk about how we can manage our children's behavior, good or bad, and make the best out of their behavior, encouraging the good ones and discouraging the bad ones, and yet maintaining our relationship with the children. So, in this, we are going to talk more about the positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, and punishment. Where do these come in? How do they help us in managing our children? Now I'm going to start with a story. So I remember once when my daughter was very small. One of the days when I was preparing her for school, so she just refused to eat that morning. I tried everything possible, but she just wouldn't eat. And I tried singing, I tried doing all sorts of, gimmicks to get her to eat. Then finally, I was so tired and I got fed up and I spanked her on the bum. I spanked her the first time and I spanked her the second time. And guess what? She started crying. And she cried and cried and cried. At the end of the day, no matter what I did that day, she still wouldn't eat. And at a point, I had to ask myself, so you spanked this girl. What did you achieve? It was that day that I made up my mind that I would never beat my children again. Because one lesson I learned that day is that spanking never, makes a difference. You beat that child even becomes tougher. So let's talk about positive reinforcement now. Positive reinforcement is the best of all the three behavioral management methods that we've mentioned. It is the best because it identifies a good behavior and gives a reward to encourage that particular behavior to repeat itself sometime in the future. So, for example, a child that you're trying to potty train. So this child does the right thing, goes to the toilet and use the toilet and comes back to tell you, Mom, I did it, and you praise this child, you give him a hug. This child is likely to repeat this behavior again and again and again. So you can see that this is a very effective method of managing behavior in children. And you can apply positive behavior on a child at any age. You can use it in teens, you can use it in young adults, you can even use it in adults. In fact, there's even an adage in my language that says, praise someone and they will repeat the same action over and over again. Research has said that positive reinforcement, strengthens parent-child relationship, that it improves self-esteem, it enhances motivation, and it promotes mental health development. So it is encouraged in, managing child's behavior. So once a child, you notice something that a child is doing well, is encouraged that you continue to praise this child or you continue to give rewards so that this child will continue to repeat that behavior over and over again. And it's not only praise, you can also give hugs or, small rewards, you know. And once you continue to do this, this child will continue to repeat those behaviors. And now let's talk about negative reinforcement. So negative reinforcement is also something that comes naturally because even children use it on us, their parents. For example, let me give a classical example. If you have a baby and the baby needs something like a cookie or a candy, this baby will cry and cry and cry until you hand over that candy. So this child is using negative reinforcement on you to get a candy. So the child is giving you a negative stimulus. This negative stimulus comes in form of a tantrum that the child is throwing. So this child is throwing this tantrum, and you wanting to remove that negative stimulus, which is the tantrum that the child is throwing, quickly gives a cookie so that the child will stop. Now, same thing. For example, if a child does poorly in school, comes home with a very poor grade, you take away their gadgets, and the child wants to, do better so that they'll get their gadget back. So that's another way we apply negative reinforcement. However, Negative reinforcement is not the best form of behavior management. It is not even the best, especially in young children. It is better in teenagers and young adults. So we have to be very careful when applying negative reinforcement so that we don't push the children to resentment, because it is said that negative reinforcement sometimes causes some form of aggressive behavior, or it starts making the child to hate the person that applies it. Now, it works better when used in more grown-up children like adolescents, teenagers, and young adults. It's better when we combine it with positive reinforcement. And research has also said that it does not lead to long-term behavioral change. So use of negative reinforcement should be moderated, always should be used in combination with positive reinforcement. And lastly, let's talk about punishments. Punishments are things like beating a child, spanking a child, or, for example, yelling at a child for a child to change a particular behavior. Now, punishment should be avoided at all costs because they are just not effective. What you get is that once you start to punish a child, the child now starts to develop a form of aggressive behavior or rebellion towards the person that punishes. Or they start to form a kind of thick skin, just like the story I told at the beginning. They become numb to the person that is punishing. They just block their ears and they wouldn't hear. And they don't change. It doesn't cause a change in behavior. So it's actually just unproductive. There is no reason to punish a child. Now, it's better to use the other two types of um, behavior management mechanism. Now, research has also said that punishment damages parent-child relationship and can lead to the child, repeating the type of punishment you are meting out on them on other people, or even meting it out on you in future. And this usually does not, address the behavioral problem or the root cause. So they should be avoided at all costs. So, friends, which of these three methods have you used on your children? Positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, and punishment. Did it work for you? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here.